Why do I not like Tinubu? You see, that is the problem with our country. Once you speak the truth, it means that you hate the person. No. When I read the article I wrote yesterday, I said the whole truth there. For 24 years, I've watched very closely, keenly, carefully, but it's gotten to a stage where we cannot continue to hide behind one finger. And I spoke out, and I even gave him the advice that many people will not give him. You see, there is no perfect human being on earth. None. Nobody is perfect. But when your imperfections are being covered every day by your supporters, instead of owning up to your mistakes, there is nobody too big to make mistakes in life. Then many of us will have to speak up, and that's what I did. So if you think I hate him, it's between me and God. I'm not the type that really, worries about people who are fond of reading meanings to everything. He's been a very good man to me, and I've also been a very good man to him. He's done things for me, and I've done many things for him that he is not even aware of. So you cannot know the story better than I do. And I can tell you that in the last 24 years, I've never been a political disciple of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't believe in his style of politics. I like him as a person, but his style of politics. And I'm not the type that would hide my feeling. And that's what I expressed. He's surrounded by a lot of people. I didn't mention their names deliberately, because I didn't want to cause them too much aggro, I could have mentioned them, but that's who I am, because I'm not out to disparage anybody, but I just needed to let him know that a lot of people are lying to him. When you are in power and people make money from you, they will tell you lies. So it's only someone who loves you who will tell you the truth. When I was growing up, I was brought up by my illiterate mother, Arike Omaroti Webiljo. My mom taught me a lot, that we must try to be as good to everyone as possible, and that's who I have been. So, but for anybody to say I hate Tinubu by saying the truth, the first thing is that my philosophy of life is that I place my country above anyone else, even above my family. It is not always convenient. It's easier for me to take government appointment. My family are the ones suffering it. My wife will call me. Why? People are calling her. People are complaining. People are this. They are threatening her. They are saying. And I said, Madam, every day everybody talks about Nelson Mandela in South Africa. If Nelson Mandela was a Nigerian, the family would never allow him. He would have compromised. 27 years in prison. They would say, no, are you the only one? Every day they tell me, are you Atiku's son? What's your own? Atiku can afford to take care of himself. He doesn't need a Dele Momodu. Atiku's children can live comfortably for the rest of their lives. But this is about Nigeria. It's not about Atiku. And that's where people mix things up. It's not about Atiku. Atiku has played his part. God gave him the capacity to play his part, and he has transferred the burden to the rest of us. If we don't carry it forward, yes, the heaven will fall. Is it not going to fall on all of us? So I've said my own, and anybody who feels I said it because I hate Tinubu, that is your business. I don't really care about things like that. But I know I don't hate him, and I can't hate him. We've been very, very close in the past, but I've seen that the situation just kept deteriorating because of all this anger on. They just tell him lies. Imagine that all the billionaires that surround him, none of them could remember to say, hey, Oga, before you fill your INEC form this time, let's go and check it well and make sure that everything is intact. Now you are blaming me as if I'm the one that submitted his INEC form. I'm not the one. And that's what I wanted him to know. Okay, let me read what someone sent to me yesterday. I think it's the best response I got to my article. And that's how you will know that I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I cannot hate him. So, those who don't know me don't know. In fact, I just saw a video from Chief Sunday at the Igboho now. You know, I'll play it in the course of this. Mama Tokpe, please. Excuse me. If we be 30 minutes, Ketoshe. Okay. Am I teaching? No. Ejadrono. So, I'm looking for what a very, very respected and respectable Nigerian sent to me yesterday. It touched me. I could have been a very, very sad person. The way some people twist everything in Nigeria, and this great man. There's another person that we acknowledge in 1 minute. Okay. Let me read it to you. My dear brother, I've just finished your piece about the truth Tinubu must be told. Thank you for doing two things. Telling Tinubu how reckless he has been, and that if he was half as clever as he's famed to be, he would have cleaned it all up. But you are still a good man. You didn't make the article too detailed. Those details would have wounded the man. You just said enough for people with good minds to add 2 and 2 together. You still saved him from the worst of the salvo. So, see, Dele, I am almost apolitical, but passionate about the affairs of Nigeria. I am not an Aliko or a Makadenuga, but I am also a stakeholder in this economy. I've invested many years and passion into my business. I don't want it to die. Tinubu has smeared excreta on all Nigerians, and you did a short list. Now, in this matter of Chicago State University, he doesn't seem to get it. Neither do his noisy acolytes. It is no longer about whether the Supreme Court will return a verdict that will make him retain the presidency or not. Oh no, it is more than this. So, and it's in this some of us feel so sad. It's bad enough that it doesn't appear to have any serious agenda for governance. It's bad enough that it was all talk and basked in stuff written for him to read. It's worse that he has lost the trust of many Nigerians and foreigners. So, for some of us who fraternize with non-Nigerians in business, a level of shame and embarrassment awaits us at every corner. It doesn't matter how persistent or stubborn his minions are. Thanks again, Dele, for your usual forthrightness and commitment to the Nigerian ideal. I pray that in our time, we will see and experience a Nigeria we will all be proud of. A lot of positive comments, a lot of negative comments. But I stand where I belong. Nigeria is more important to me. I'm saying it even more than my own family, and my wife knows. I've made too many sacrifices in the past for my country. I have offended many very powerful friends who could turn my life around and turn me into instant billionaire, but I don't care. That's who I am. Because I'm a child of destiny. I came to this world without anybody. My mom brought me to this world, but even my mom did her best and then left. So people don't know how difficult it is to criticize your own friends. And that's what I want to prove to Nigerians, that it's not everybody that keeps mute when their friends are in power. I've done it consistently. This is not the first time I'm writing letters or writing articles about Tinubu that he won't like, or his supporters. I don't even think it's about him now. I think it's his supporters who make too much noise. Tinubu himself knows the meaning of democracy. Tinubu used to attack Baba Obasanjo anyhow. and nobody killed him for it. So why are people belching fire because I'm criticizing Tinubu? Tinubu was a Democrat who used to attack other people. He spoke his mind freely. That's the democracy we fought for. We didn't fight to replace military dictatorship with civilian dictatorship. So when people are shouting and crying and calling, you know, my friends, members of my family, and it makes no difference to me. That's the truth. Anybody who knows me knows that I believe I'm an incurable fatalist. I believe so much in destiny. My destiny has been for me to be in opposition all my life. I've been in opposition. A country as poor and as impoverished as Nigeria cannot be a one-party state. Unfortunately, the greatest sufferers, the people who suffer the most, those young boys who abuse people on the internet, they suffer. I can decide to carry my bag and go and live in any part of the world. I don't have any issue. But this is my country. I cannot carry all members of my family out of Nigeria. And that's why I speak up. And if you don't appreciate that, then you have to be a devil or a demon not to appreciate a man who will sacrifice his own personal comfort, that of his family, that of his business, put everything at risk for a country. Hey, we all love Mandela. How many Nigerians can do a Mandela? How many people can do a Mandela in Nigeria? Someone called me today, someone I respect so much. It took all my willpower not to get angry. I was talking and trying to explain, and he said, no, don't explain. I said, this is dictatorship. At my age, I can't express myself. I can't explain because of one man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd rather take all the blame for doing something than for doing nothing. I'm telling you. So, and there is so much that I know about this country. I'm not a young man. Chief M.K. Abiola, my adopted father and mentor, fought with all his billions. He fought. He took the risk. Imagine if Abiola was in his house and died of headache. He would have been just like any regular person. Today, Abiola is a matter for democracy because he was ready to put his comfort away. Today, we don't have such people. All our big men, they've gummed their mouth. All the lawyers who used to make noise, they've gummed their mouth. All the journalists, majority of them who used to write, brimming with fire, pen, no ink. I beg. I mean, how can a country make progress if we are all complicit? I don't know. So I told my wife clearly this afternoon that please, when people put you under pressure, don't transfer the pressure to me. Keep it to yourself. All you can do, you are a prayer warrior. Me, I'm a sinner. So I don't pray like you. So you should be able to take care of the prayer side. Because I realize that a lot of people don't even know who Dele Momodu. They just see Dele Momodu as a publisher of Ovation. In the last 41 years, I've been in opposition. I like to travel the road less traveled. I'm not a common man who wants to do things the common way. When we started Ovation 27 years ago, people told me it will not survive 6 months. The quality is too good. Look, in the last 20-something years, we're still with the same printers in London. Oh yes, I'm a proud blogger. If a man can make millions of dollars from blogging, there's nothing wrong with that. You know? So that is the whole essence of hard work. I'm a 63-year-old man. You are probably less than 30 years old, and you prefer to be a political thug on Instagram instead of listening and learning from what I'm talking about. From blogging, I'm a global citizen. From blogging, I'm meeting with world leaders, if you call that blogging. How many people at my age can even handle a phone, talk less of blogging? 1 million followers, more than 1 million followers on Instagram, more than 1.8 million followers on Twitter, now called X, about 300,000 on Facebook. So I just pity some of you who, I think the problem is that some people have given up on their lives. Any political talk who comes on my page to talk rubbish, it means you've given up on your life.